until now, you need to ask yourself the role of the vice president, Yemi Osinbajo. Who actually is the president? Where is the vice? And why is it that the voice of the vice president, supposed to be vice president, is not strong in the politics? And of course, you talk about who is in charge of the government. So, and of course, those that did the business of bringing Jubril to up until now, you discover that there are a lot of loose lines they did not tie it well, and they are looking for 2023, of course, to fix it. And that is why you see they have taken time building your mind, preparing the gullible ones, and of course ahead of 2023, if we, the indigenous people of Biafra, did not do anything, and of course we are sure that we are not going to be, of course, part of the evil contraption in the 2023. So we are talking about what they are doing, what they want to do, and what they want to plan. That there were stakeholders. That the man, the reason why you see what is happening to Sanusi, and of course we were talking about it last week. Was it not last week we were discussing Sanusi? I said, well, it is time you don't discuss deeply about his dethronement, because you may think that there's a war going on. They are simply bargaining for 2023, and maybe they want to give him the fair share. They want to return the real lion share to him. They want to promise him, please keep your mouth shut. In 2023, you could be the president. And of course, what is happening to Sanusi today, so many people think there's a problem with the Fulanis. There's no problem. They are only bargaining because they are one family. They are doing the same business. And of course, the Sanusi we know so well. So talking about the position of the vice president, I think the Sanusi may have lobbied for it. And of course, presently knowing that having going too close to being the vice president is for him automatically as a Fulani becoming the president. And that is why you see he has a target. He will do anything the Fulani say he should do, because he has been working on it, building the foundations, talking recently about education, talking about poverty in the north. But we know Sanusi had a different background. He is a different person. Sanusi is one of the core ardent Islamists, and of course those the jihadists that we know so well, that have been identified with a lot of atrocities that have been identified with this Islamist movement in West Africa, that is one of the strong founders of the jihad that is going on. So Sanusi is not the gentleman that is presenting himself to be. I think they are simply doing something. They are trying to clean his mess. They are trying to wipe a lot of evil things, and of course cover some things so that he can be projected to you. So you can see that there's a foundation they are building. You can see that they are trying to remold the evil thing that has collapsed in the evil contraction called Nigeria. So that is why you as a Biafran, you as a person, of course, occupying this geographical area, need to be aware of what is happening in the realm of politics, that you need to understand very, very clearly that the Fulanis are doing a clear business and they understand, and there's a bargain among them. So you need to understand that you shouldn't be the subject. You shouldn't be the prey in their hands again. 2023 they are laying the foundation, and you need to be careful about what is happening.
Of course, that's what it is. You need to be careful about that very foundation they are laying. Of course, we are not going to be part of that foundation. Thank you very much, Mazi Bright, for that wonderful contribution. Of course, he wanted Osinbajo to consider him as vice president. Now, anybody with any sense of logic, any sanity would not countenance this kind of a thing. If for whatever reason this issue was reported to Buhari, if Buhari were another leader, he would have got rid of him in a jiffy. I know for a fact, and I am glad there are people involved will now confirm. The Emir of Kano, when he was governor of Central Bank, went to see my friend Bola Tinubu and went to see the current Oba of Lagos, Oba Rilwan Akiolu, telling them that a certain presidential candidate was actually the choice of Kano and the choice of the North. So he would want them to support that very person. The Oba was diplomatic, but Tinubu told him in no uncertain terms that we are supporting Buhari, not because we like his face. We are supporting Buhari because consistently he has scored 12 million votes since he came into politics in 2002. This is not the first time. I am now 70 years old. I am older than the Emir of Kano, who I have known since childhood, and his father and mother as well. That is his submission. And you know, this very Junaid Mohammed is one of the vocal leader in that very northern part, coming out this particular point in time to, point out this very issue. So now what I want to get, or the picture I want to get from all of this, is that After all this said and done, does it mean they have come to agree completely that Buhari is dead, or are they trying to hide something else?
You see, confession time, because what you see him doing is confession. He's simply coming out clearly that before they chose the man in Asorok, the Sudanese, to be in Asorok, that there was actually a lot of problems they had to confront.
Okay, in other words, it means that they have the premonition that Buhari is never going to come back from that London in 2017. That is the point I want to get clearly.
Yes, you see, the Sanusi was sure. You know, like when you talk about a sickness, you remember that it took them time. It took them time hiding a lot of things. The same way when Yaradua died. Yes. You know, there's a level where somebody will get sick and the doctors will tell you, take him home. And that tells you that the person is not going to recover. So no Sanusi was aware to that extent that this man is not recovering. And of course, he started lobbying, because you know that you cannot lobby for a seat of a living man. That is very clear. Of course, being a Muslim, he knows what it is. And of course, Muslims, once a person dies as a Muslim, you are burying the person the same day. So Sanusi had certain degrees of knowledge, and that is why he started lobbying on time. And of course, before the shopping of a replacement, the man in Asorok today, the Jubril from Sudan, before they start lobbying for him. And of course, you must understand that there was a lot of contest also. So he is telling you the background of Sanusi's issue, because he's explaining to you that before the emergence, before they actually came to conclude that the late Buhari was going to contest, that this Sanusi had already started working on something, and maybe they were afraid that the Sanusi's team would win, because Sanusi has become a new generation of Buhari. You know what we used to know Buhari for. Sanusi is everything of Buhari, except that he never wore the uniform. He's not a military man. I think we have a call on WhatsApp.
Hello, call on WhatsApp. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. My name is Pastor Jack, and I'm calling from Lagos this afternoon.
All right.
I want to appreciate our Onyendu and everybody in the studio and all Biafrans all over the world.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to talk about the bomb blast. It was a very terrible incident in Lagos in Abuledo. First start, phase 1. We had this blast. Though some line explosion, something orchestrated this blast. We picked some substances and analyzed these substances, and they were found out to be a bomb that was detonated on that pipeline, and that resulted to that explosion that damaged about 50-something houses, killed many persons. Till now, we cannot ascertain the number of people being killed in that incident. As I'm talking to you, the damage is very, very awful. Untold damage. Now, that is to confirm to you that terrorists, as Brotai has said earlier before now, has entered Lagos. Not only Lagos, they are the whole contraction and systematically detonating their bomb, thereby killing people, intimidating people, sacking people from their residence in order to occupy those places. It is high time that our people need to wake up. And before I forget, the area that this blast happened, Biafran people occupy. What we speak in that area is only Igbos. If you don't come out, any person you see in the morning and the afternoon, when they come out, you will just see all of them are Igbo. You don't speak English in that area. So that is to tell you that our people are in one almighty mess if they don't come to pursue this Biafra that God has asked us to pursue. We will continue to explain one level of calamity to another until we come to acknowledge the fact that God wants us to restore this kingdom of Biafra. And that is the only way we can have peace. If not, the calamity, atrocities will continue to haunt our people and follow us. And for the case of Fulani people, to demonstrate something that they will see, that they will not even last without 2023 before they will begin to play that their nonsense game. Of course, we know what they are playing, but we will tell them we are more learned. Even though the British are advancing them, our people must have to demonstrate sense of urge and urgency that they want to exit, and that has to be done by our people, despite all walks of life coming together in order to pursue this singular goal, which is the restoration of Biafra. And I know that as long as God lives, we shall restore this Biafra in our own time.
Okay, before you go, please, I would like to know this situation of the Biafrans, because we learned that almost 90% of those affected, or up to 100% of those are Biafrans. Is there any form of help from the government of the government of the state to ameliorate the situation of those who were deeply affected by this should I call it bomb blast or explosion that took place in Lagos? Because we are yet to ascertain what caused it, because they have come out to say that it was not a pipeline explosion. Then if it is not pipeline explosion, what is really the cause of the explosion? Have they been able to come up with any tangible investigation?
Well, the truth is there is no amelioration from the government. The only thing for now is that the major fire have been able to stop. You understand? The fire has stopped, but there's no provision to settle people that incur any damage or lost life or properties as a result of this. But the another truth is that they knew that it wasn't just a pipeline blast. They knew it was an attack. They knew. That was why they quickly made it known to people that it wasn't the bomb blast. So it was an attack, like I said. We have shared it on Facebook, where you will see we pick those substances and we're analyzing them. And if you have in-depth understanding of how bombs is, when you see those objects, you'll be able to identify that this thing is nothing but bomb. Because people have lived there for decades. Nothing of such had happened. And what I'm telling you affected up to 15 kilometers distance. So even though you're talking about the explosion, how did that explosion travel for 15 kilometers to affect people in that distance? So I call it a coordinated attack. That is what I call it. And if that may not be unconnected with the banning of Okada and KK in Lagos State by the state government, because they have first-hand information that these Almajiri are set to bomb Lagos State. And they acted timely by banning that Okada. It was not actually to make people suffer, or as a result of the fear of this bomb blast. And this is what we have been able to also witness, because what happened that Sunday was not just a blast, it's a coordinated attempt. So people will come to the realization that terrorists has taken over this contraction called Nigeria, and this is Fulani people in by all means to Islamize this contraction. Our people must rise up and leave this buying and selling of things and come to fight in order to make sure we restore Biafra. If not, all of us are gone. That is just the truth. Thank you very much, Marcy.
All right, thank you very much, Pastor Jack, for that wonderful and timely update of what is going on. And of course, this is the more reason why our people over there in Lagos and those in the north should be more up and doing, and also stand on their feet to make sure they are part of this very struggle, because we are in real trouble, because from all the logical explanation of this incidents, there is no taking it away that is a bomb blast. It is a bomb blast that can cause that level of magnitude of destruction. I would like you to see the clip of the event of what is happening. We'll be back in just a minute.
This is Biafra Television, exposing the lies.
This is pipeline explosion at Amuodo local government, Ablado to be precise, inside of Monile. Please, we need assistance from fire service. This video should go viral, please. We need the appropriate authority to intervene. It is massive. There has been a lot of destruction of houses here. It is assumed that people are inside the building itself. So this thing is true. It is happening live at Ablado, Amuodo local government. Please. Look at it. It is happening live. It is live at Amuodofi local government. Please. Ablado first and first two. That is where it's happening. Adeshoba. This video should go viral. We need appropriate authorities to intervene. The fire is ongoing now, as you can see. It is massive. Houses are destroyed. Houses are destroyed. There has been a casualties. Unconfirmed casualties though. But houses are destroyed. This is pipeline explosion at Amuodo.
All right.
Hello, am I coming clearer and louder?
We can hear you, but you don't have to ask if you are coming out clear. Please go ahead and tell us your name and where you are calling from. All right, do call us back. All right, we seem to have lost it. All right, while the calls keep coming in, Mazi Bright, you would like to make some reactions?
Yes, while we are here to, of course, look deep into the fire incident, the blast in Lagos, I want to comment on what our brother was saying, because you know it was also by this time last year, if you could remember vividly, there were explosions, tankers, you know, carrying fuel, of course, exploded in Lagos last year. I think about 2 of them. So you discover that it has become rampant in the evil contraction called Nigeria, explosions. And of course, at the end of the day, you trace the explosions, and the federal government, if there was a government in the first place, never trace it to the root. Will not tell us exactly what happened. So the people die, and of course, die like chicken. When we talk about the killing, the kind of way people die in the evil contraction called Nigeria, nobody cares about it. It's something that you look at every day, shed tears. You need to ask yourself, are these people who are dying like these human beings? Because you look at the way Biafrans are dying. Look at fire is dying, of course, burning to death. You know what it means to burn to death, because like explosions, we had series of explosions last year in Lagos, also in Onitsha, and of course today we are talking about another one in Lagos. This time around, pipeline. The easiest way of killing mass, people today in the evil contraction called Nigeria is the explosion. So it has become very easy in the hands of the terrorists, and of course they are in charge of everything in the evil contraction called Nigeria. They use anyone they want to use at any point in time to do what they want to do. So you are looking at explosions, and in a place where Biafrans are occupying, and of course today is Lagos state, and of course the area occupied by Biafrans, though it is Lagos and Yoruba land, but you discover that those who occupy that area are the indigenous people of Biafra. We know because of the presence of the market, because of the presence of Alaba International Market, and of course we have trade fair, markets built by Biafrans, and of course that was the area Ojukwu went to, and of course looked at it and shed tears. Biafrans had developed that area. It looks like you are not living in this part of the world again, because you have.
Okay, let's get this far. Let's get this far from a logical conclusion. I just want it to be established as a fact that this explosion, since the federal government have come out to deny the fact that it was not as a result of a pipeline explosion, then there is no other logical reason to it than pinpointing it as a bomb explosion, because some time ago somebody raised an alarm that Boko Haram is now in Lagos, and very soon we will see things that, we will see things that will not have any other reason to doubt that truly Boko Haram is in Lagos. So what would you make of that?
But you see, the Mieti Allah made it clear last year in their one of their press release that they are everywhere. They are going to make sure that they are inviting their brothers all over West Africa, and they are going to make sure that whoever that challenge them will pay dearly for it. So they released it in their press statements, and they said they are going to go everywhere. They are going to Lagos, they are going to every part of Biafra land. And of course, all the infidels, that was the word they used. They were going to come after all the infidels.
Okay, we have a caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon here from here, Mazi Victor Anjudo and Mazi Bright Zodiac. I say good afternoon from Warsaw, Poland here. Yeah, this is your comrade, Wajai Miskant, okay, foreign OCU. Okay, foreign OCU from Warsaw, Poland. I am from Omaka. Omaka is on the province of Biafra land. Yeah, Mazi, every other protocol is observed. We appreciate all of you. Mazi, about the analysis you are doing now, about the fire incidents in Lagos, the explosion yesterday, explosion. Mazi, between this Abuladu is situated between Satellite Town and Festac Town, and people are calling help. Festac is a big town, Satellite is a big town, and above all, that building that collapses, do you know that human beings are there? Because this is a country that they can never give you accurate information. This is I thank Tukoka for this social media sometimes. People are seeing it video now. Are you telling me that people are not buried in that place? What of that school there? And when we are talking here, people seem not to understand. This is a bomb explosion, not pipeline explosion.
Of course.
They are intentionally decimating us. And within that axis, between Alabado to Alakija, this is the area our people do business, spare parts businesses. Their shop will extend to that place, even to Festac junction there, by that market, Festac town market. Mazi, we are in danger. And what is the government doing? I had somebody asking, what are the government doing? Since the inception of that country, have you seen any place where government have incentives for such incidents? Has it ever happened? Have you seen a place where people are being compensated after on what happened to all these places are being burnt? Have any of them? What have the government done since yesterday? And that is our Oduduwa brothers. What are they doing? What are they doing? Where is Tinubu now? Mazi, it is high time we do quick and get out of this contraction, because we are tired of talking. These people know what they are doing. This is what exactly discussion of Kunle and Adamu, that after 4 years we'll go and we'll be of. So this is what is trading now. People should know it. This is not issue of whether you believe it or not. By birth and by inclination, all of us are Biafran. As long as you are from eastern part of the country, they classify it the same. Me and you, whether you are from Akwa Ibom, whether for you Doma, whether for you are Benue, anywhere, we are the same people. They tag us one name, Nyamiri, and they are decimating us.
Infidels.
Are you telling me that the Yorubas are not there? What have they done since that yesterday? What have they done? My brother, it's high time we wake up upon the whole thing. Our onion is chatting day in, day out, every week, and our people feeling like advice. That is, nothing is happening. But now, okay, look at how the another place of importance now is Trade Fair and Alaba International. If our people know what to do, I trust Alaba. Let them put their security in measure, seriously in measure now. Alaba and the Trade Fair. Lagos have been burned down everywhere. Mainland, all of them. They have. You see what they have destroyed, all of them. So our people should wake up and guide their turn. Likewise, our people in our respective homes, respective towns, should make arrangements, have their internal securities. Look at what this studio they put in Imo State. Look at what is happening in Imo State now. People are trooping in thousands, in millions. People are seeing it. Where are they heading to? By now, they are dispatched all of them. These are the foot soldiers we are talking about. This is the guerrilla. You see them walking. They have a purpose. This is Fulanis. This is the foot soldiers. This is their guerrillas. They are coming. This is people they are seeing there walking around. When they caught in the afternoon, they take their hand a bomb. They are punishing you. At the night, they go for their mission. They are there. They have been dispatched. They carry out the activities in the morning. They go to mosque and come out and start punishing, begging you. These are people killing. These are the monsters. So that's why we are calling our people, respectively and collectively, let every village, let every town put up their own internal security. Let people wake up now. Let people wake up. Why the other arrangements are going on? How to safeguard their towns, their provinces, very important now. That is not time of too much talking. It's time of actions. So I have to leave it here. I remain okay for what I miss. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi, okay, for that wonderful contribution. Of course, you have said it the way it is. Of course, our people have to wake up and be up and doing, because the jihadists and the enemies have already entered our town. They have entered Lagos, especially where is predominantly domiciled by the Biafrans. And of course, it's time for the Biafrans in Lagos to wake up, because nobody is safe any longer. Because some time ago, we used to talk about those in the north. They are not safe because they are living with Boko Haram. Now Boko Haram have moved out to Lagos. Now nowhere is safe. The only place we can consider our safety is in Biafran land and under Biafran government. Those are the ones to guarantee our safety. Just like Pastor Jack rightly pontificated, that no single help has ever come to anybody. There have not been any type of a rescue or to ameliorate the situation of people who survived the incidents. And of course, before I even go through the details, Mazi Bright, how can you access the level of wickedness?
Yes, it is wickedness in the sense that, you see, you need to see how our people struggle to build Lagos, especially that part of Lagos, because from a Solo, move down to Okota, and of course my two down to Ojo, the whole of Ojo, then Alaba International Market, go to Trade Fair. Those were the area that our people, it used to be ordinary lagoon, and of course our people sandfilled it and built it. Then today it has become a kind of large settlement for the Biafrans. That is where they live. And of course, after the genocide that was committed against us, we tried to survive. Our people moved everywhere. And of course, when we moved down to Lagos, our people had to start living in those swamps and develop those areas. And of course, when we want to tell you the strength of Biafrans in Lagos and the population of Biafrans you have in those areas, you need to cast your mind back to Hope, June 12th, of course, what happened during 1993, after the annulment of June 12th election. When Biafrans left Lagos, of course, you remember that there was uncertainties in Lagos 1993 when Biafrans had to leave. So go to those areas. There were no single human beings left there, because those areas were predominantly occupied by Biafrans. We built it. Then, of course, at a time we were chased out of Tejuosho, we were chased out of major market, but we only had Alaba International and Trade Fair today. And those are when you look at the area the explosion took place, those are the areas where Biafrans live. And of course, they trade in Alaba International and Trade Fair. So you go to that area, you speak Igbo in the street, and of course, that is normal because they have actually developed the area. So that is why when the Mieti, of course, we are making their plans, they planned actually that they know where to deal with these people. They know where to fight these people. And of course, under the APC government.
All right, Mazi Bright, we'll have a caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, good afternoon from here.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon and welcome to the program. Please, can you give us updates of what is going on around you, or make contribution based on the topics we are talking about?
Okay, sir. Thank you. I so appreciate you guys for everything that they do. I want you to take this opportunity to tell all the brothers from Calabar, especially from Cross River State, Akwa Ibom State, because I'm from Cross River State. We are all Biafra, whether you like it or you don't like it. Everybody should wake up, because what is happening today, except the person, I don't know how we, especially we from Abia State, Cross River State, and Akwa Ibom State, those people I'm always talking about. Because I don't see if anybody should go and read how Calabar and Cross River State, Calabar, Akwa Ibom State, Abia State, Ebonyi State, Igbo land. We are brothers. People, they die too much. And we don't need to waste time again. All of us need to come out. Anyhow you take come out. And God, make I not use some kind nonsense word in this place, because this is a program. And no say God Almighty. Anybody will go feed day Akwa Ibom, Cross River State, Abia State, Anambra, see they talk say he no join Biafra. Say Biafra belongs to Igbo, Biafra belongs to this one that. That is the wrong statement. I take this opportunity to beg that, take this opportunity to beg all my Calabar brothers from Akwa Ibom and anywhere, make them not make that statement. Igbo, we are brothers. We are the same mother, the same father. As I'm here, I speak Igbo, I speak Calabar, they speak any other. We are the same. So make them not look this thing. It's time to come out and fight. Because all these people, they don't go far. They don't surround everywhere. Make we fight now for our rights, so that our children will not be perished. Thank you, brothers. I respect you guys.
Brother, for that wonderful contribution. Of course, we Biafrans, we are one. There is no gainsaying about that. Even the late Muhammadu Buhari, he said that some time ago that all of them, na Igbo them be. So there should not be any form of division or animosity amongst us. We should not listen to the voice of the enemies who try to bring divide and rules in our midst, to divide us and to rule us and to steal all the resources we have in Biafran land. Of course, no part of this contraption called Nigeria is safe anymore. People in Lagos are not safe. People over there in the north are no longer safe. So we have to come out to fight and restore Biafra together so that we can be safe in our land. We are talking about safety and self-preservation. Of course, we have a caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. My name is Kisles. I'm calling. I hope I'm coming out clear, brother.
We can hear you, please. You don't have to ask if you are coming out clear. If you are not, we'll tell you.
Sir.
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. I quit my Ohamadike for the last broker. He hit point that we need to make use of it. Honestly, what I'm trying to talk this afternoon is about Erufai. That we call it Eruaria, Buharia is dead and he's moving with that info. I'm telling you, see that man have no confidence on his own about those soldiers representing that debris. I urge those Nigerian soldiers here on police to open fire and shot that debris. That man is not an Buhari, he's dead. You fight, no matter how you panic, your deal must knock one day in the eyes of whole world. Everybody must see your internal criminality doing in that Nigeria. Honestly speaking, that man representing every day moving with him, they call him Buhari. One day you present him in the military, they will open fire on him and shot him dead. And prove you that he brings an imposter. Honestly speaking, that is what is going to happen to you very soon. Or you take that imposter back to Sudan. If you still doing now, this idiot on president of people calling Nigeria fool, honestly, we will show you that we are not fool any longer. We don't want to see this idiot moving around again to Nigeria or talking about anything good, because that man is dead. It's not Buhari. We are tired of what? Begging military to pass with our girlfriend for any checkpoint. We are tired to beg a military to even put our goods in order. We are tired to beg. We are ready to go. Please, my brothers, dear friends around the whole world, join this struggle and make it happen. Because it has been already real. It will be happening in front of everybody's eyes. Good afternoon, my brother. Keep it on.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, our brother, for that wonderful contribution. Thank you very much, and of course, we do appreciate you for that wonderful contribution. Of course, it is the duty of every Biafran, any part of the world that you find yourself, to take this very movement seriously, because the Fulanis and the Janjaweeds and the jihadists are very, very damn serious. This time they are prepared. They have stolen all as much as they can steal from the Biafran resources, and they are using it to buy a lot of weapons to make sure they frustrate the life of our people, just like what is going on in Lagos. But we shall come to that properly. We just have to move over to the second headline we have here. Boko Haram kills 6 policemen in Dapchi attack. That is coming from Daily Post. Of course, you know we come here to discuss issues that is happening in the zoo called Nigeria, and we get it directly from the mainstream media so that they don't accuse us of making it up. Everything we talk about here is the truth, and we dissect it in a way that you will understand it. Of course, 6 policemen and 2 others have been confirmed dead following an attack launched by Boko Haram insurgents in Dapchi, a village in Yobe State, on Wednesday, March 4. Mohammed Goje, the Executive Secretary of Yobe State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, told newsmen on Thursday, March 5, that the security agents killed in the attack were mobile policemen, while the identities of 2 others are yet to be ascertained. Goje traveled in a small convoy with Goni Barka, the Commissioner for Sports and Youth Development, said he is in Dapchi with his team to evacuate the corpses of those killed in the attack. He said, "We have just returned from Dapchi. As you can see, we have evacuated 8 dead bodies. Of 6 of them could be easily identified as police personnel because they are wearing police uniform. Most of them are Mopo. The other 2 bodies, I can't say the identity because either the soldiers nor vigilante police could identify them as their member. We have not evacuated the bodies from the... We have to evacuate the body from the scene because we cannot allow the dead bodies to rot away because these people that are killed, they have families."
We have a caller.
Okay.
On the phone.
Hello, caller on the phone. Good afternoon. Hello, caller on the phone. Are you there? All right, we seem to have lost him. Please do try and call us back, and make sure once you call in, you tune down the volume of your listening device. Don't try to listen to yourself while you are making call because there is going to be a hold back and they will not have effective communication. Of course, before I read further, Mazibret, would you have any reaction to make?
Yes, it is clear that Boko Haram has never been defeated. In fact, they have not been touched at all. Boko Haram is the one who is giving a chase, and of course, to the Nigerian police and Nigerian army. Today, we keep talking about the way Boko Haram is killing the Biafrans in Nigerian police and Nigerian army. And of course, I keep saying it that the only reason why they had introduced the police to join the army is because they have reduced the number of Biafrans in Nigerian army. They have sent them to the north and they have reduced them drastically. So they need to also work on those of them in police uniform. That's why you see them sending them to the north and of course to be killed by Boko Haram. So today we are talking, it's on the news again, and of course, like ever before, like every day, there's no passing day where you don't see that they kill Biafrans, both of the ones in their homes, both the ones in the military, even the ones in the offices are also not being left out. So the killing of innocent Biafrans is one thing that the Fulanis have given themselves as duty to do, because that is what Islamization agenda is all about. It's about wiping out those they call the infidels, and those they call the infidels as far as the evil contraction concerned is, of course, the indigenous people of Biafra, who are the Christians in the geographical area. So you are looking at a situation where the federal government, through their army and of course through the office of the presidency, and of course is coming out to say that they have defeated Boko Haram on several occasions. But the news clearly states that Boko Haram is the one killing up until more than 7 policemen, and of course that's what the news have reported. That's what the paper and the Nigerian Gota media is reporting. But go to the scene, of course, you will be sure that they have killed more than 70, because when they report 7, of course you should be sure they have removed about 2 zeros or 1 zero from it. So that is the way they report in the evil contraction called Nigeria. So our people, whether you are in the army, Nigerian army, whether you are in Nigerian police, whether you are a trader, anywhere you are in the evil contraction, don't think that when we are talking about Biafra, you think it doesn't concern you because the Nigerian government have given you uniform, you are in the army, you are in the police, and of course some of them join hands when the Nigerian government give them order to go and kill our people. Some of them are part of it that join hands to kill our people during Operation Python Dance. Don't be surprised that there were some few Biafrans they sent along with them that showed them the pathways. So you see, when we are talking about restoration of Biafra, it's all embracing, and of course you are not left out. If our people today are bombed, are killed in Lagos, and of course those of them in the north are also killed, then you discover that there's nowhere that you live around the evil contraction called Nigeria that you are safe. So the evil contraction called Nigeria represents death. And of course, it is a curse to humanity, it's a curse to the international community that Nigeria has existed and allowed to exist as a country.
Of course, Nigeria itself should not have existed in the first place, because all of us would not have come out to be fighting for the restoration of Biafra, because if things had been allowed to be the way it is naturally, I think we are indigenous people and we understand ourselves and our culture and our heritage, which is our pride, because we cherish true value that defines who we are as Biafrans. But concocting us together with the Fulani Janjaweeds and other people who don't have the same belief system as we do is a very big error for the British who did that. And of course, that's the reason why we keep talking about the evil that is going on. We're talking about the bomb blast that just happened in Lagos, because that is a product of Boko Haram, because they promised to take over the zoo called Nigeria. And of course, we have the same Boko Haram killing about 8 policemen, according to the SEMA movement. He said, we have therefore given instruction at the mortuary that their corpses should be properly taken care of for identification. They deserve befitting burial from their families. He further revealed that the corpses were deposited at the General Sani Abacha Specialist Hospital mortuary. The Yobe SEMA boss, who told newsmen that the insurgents made away with one military vehicle and burnt one of the cars belonging to Mr. Bukar, revealed that the military base and a section of the police station in the village were also burnt in the attack. When you look at this, you will see that because when the Nigerian government, through their Janjaweed media, comes out to tell you that they have the Boko Haram, with what is going on and with the reality that is coming from their own mainstream media, it goes along to tell you that Boko Haram is very, very far from being defeated. Now, how do you think now these people now, their body being deposited in mortuary and be taken care of, is that what they deserve? As in, does it worth it in the first place?
You know, there's no plan to defeat Boko Haram. The Fulanis are not planning to defeat Boko Haram, and of course the government of the evil contraction called Nigeria are not planning to defeat Boko Haram. And of course, when Boko Haram kill, they leave their bodies for vultures to feast with. And when they tell you they have deposited them to the mortuaries, and of course a good number of them in the mortuaries, that is the end of it. That's just the end of it. So there's no plan. The federal government has no plan for it.
All right, we have a caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, good afternoon from here.
Yeah, good evening from here where I'm in Singapore. My brother, I so much enjoy your program. I'm watching you live and direct, honestly. Me, Mr. Miles, George Onibe, I also greet you. You know, I'm Okechuku from Imo State. So I so much enjoy your programs, honestly, brother. You know, the bomb blast they are talking about, they said it is about pipe explosion. They are all lying. That thing, they are targeting our people. They are targeting our people, all those things. And most of them don't have sense. They think that about Biafra is a joke. I had one time, was it last broadcast I had when our leader was talking. But people, what I'm finding so funny is that, you know, some people don't want to join the struggle. And they are trying to cause problem regarding to distract the struggle, to destroy the struggle. Why they are not doing anything? Sometimes it's very annoying. Our people, they are very daft. You know, I wish a great thing would be happening to all those people that don't want to join the struggle, so that they will be feeling the impact, feeling the pain, for them to wake up. Most of the people, I heard last time, people were talking, but they are killing their people in their village. They are killing your people in their village, and you are staying in Lagos. Then you are waiting for another people from another state to go and defend your state for you. You have to start a war. You have to start your own. You have to start to defend your place first. Then when there is, you cannot. Then you can come for external. Like IPOB is everywhere. Last time I listened to many people, they are broadcast, but when I'm listening to them, they are not talking anything relating to IPOB or how to Biafra struggle. I just delete them, block everything. You know, all these things. My people, they need to wake up. Some people think that we are playing. You know, all the people from Nigeria, people from zoo called Nigeria, most of our people are still sleeping. Only people you can see now making contact and listening all these things are people from all over the world, because they already know the benefit they're having outside and how things are outside, how this is going. But it's quite unfortunate our people are still sleeping. They will wait till when they start killing them, nowhere to run, then you will see them. Oh, they are killing us. People are shouting, they are killing my people in my village. What is your people doing? They are still there wasting time.
They are not joining IPOB, and they are there to disorganize, causing problem. Most of the people, when I listen, they say they are killing people in your village. Are you a member of IPOB? No. So what are you doing? You don't join anything. You don't want to join anything. And you are there complaining, talking rubbish. Why can't they kill you? Let them kill that person himself, so that you will, in the spirit or in the next mind, then it will have sense. Most of these people don't have sense. Let them be killing them. At least people that have sense, let them be staying alive. Not because of all these idiots. We see them, some of them are in Lagos, some of them in another state, waiting for another person, another IPOB in another branch to come and defend your land. It's not being done about that. People need to wake up. Some people don't want to join. You should not frustrate the struggle. If you don't want to join, defend your state. You don't frustrate the struggle. Mazin Mandekala, our leader, is doing everything to make sure everything work out. Most of them, it's quite difficult for them to know the meaning of IPOB. Sometimes it's very difficult. Some people are educated. They have a lot of illiterate, educated illiterate. Some are educated, but their illiterate is even you don't know how to describe them. All these things people need to wake up, and they know. You can start in the morning looking for a black goat. You cannot in the night. You cannot find a black goat. Not only in the morning we start looking for it before it gets to night. So people are still sleeping. Let them keep on sleeping. My brother, I so much enjoy your program. Thank you for at least giving me this great opportunity to be impact on it. Thank you. But most of people, I want to let them to know. I want people to know the thing is a bomb blast. This is not about pipe explosion. I had the news that said pipe explosion. Pipe explosion. Try to divert people attention. Try to divert people attention to another thing. That's what the Gota media, what did they call it? Yoruba Gota media is doing us. They don't want to call the spade. But don't worry, it will get to their door one after the other. Then they will feel the impact. My brother, thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, and bless you too for that wonderful contribution. Of course, we are here to say the truth the way it is. We are here to call a spade a spade. We are here to say things others are afraid to say, because people know the truth, but they choose to believe the lies, and that is why they keep on believing in the zoo called Nigeria. Everything that comes from the zoo is all about lies. People know what must have happened, because it is only bomb blast that can cause that magnitude of destruction in the life of the Biafrans. Biafrans are mourning over there in Lagos. Of course, we have another caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Chimeze Ifeanyi. I'm calling from Italy.
You are welcome.
Okay. I commend you people for a good job that you are doing.
Thank you.
At least making our people to know what is happening, even the paper review that the Nigerian media are giving. Most of the papers most of the journalists and the paper they are writing on their newspapers, most of them are fake news. Sometimes, like for instance, that's 8 people now they say died in Yobe State. If you really go to detail, then you will see that people that died there is more than 20, because a Boko Haram cannot attack a school or cannot attack a place, killing only security agencies without killing civilians. So if you go to detail now, if you can investigate very well, you will see that there are more casualties there than that 8 that they mentioned. So that is it. Then another thing I want to talk about is that explosion in Lagos. That explosion in Lagos, that is not a pipeline explosion. How can a pipeline explode, be shaking different buildings in far away, to the extent the louvers are breaking, injuring people inside the house, killing people inside their buildings, inside the rooms, without maybe the building did not fall, nothing.
Very, very sad.
All the whole ground, it was like earthquake. That thing is a bomb blast. It's a bomb blast, not a pipeline. If it's a pipeline, you will see it will happen in a place. You will see how the product, the PFM or anything will spread and be burning places. But this one is just like earthquake, shaking people's building, falling people's building in different places. So they should investigate that thing very well. Although the Nigerian government, the Fulani government, they know what happened there. They will not investigate anything. They will only say, let the departed souls rest in peace. You will see Femi Adesina and Garba Shehu, they will just come out. The presidency said, somebody said
that the departed soul should rest in peace, that he commemorates with people that lost their life. Even the president that is ruling the country, the so-called Buhari, you will not hear from him. Maybe coming out to give press statements, you will not hear from him. You will only hear the presidency say, who is the presidency? Where is the president? Let him come out and address his people. You hardly see him addressing his people. So many wrong things are happening in the country. Although I'm not a Nigerian, I'm a Biafra, I'm an Igbo guy. I'm proud of where I come from. I'm proud of my cultural heritage and my tribe and everything. I'm a Biafra, I'm an Igbo Biafra. I'm from Imo State, Ikeduru local government. So anything Nigeria is fake. Anything Nigeria is fake. No, everything about Nigeria is fake. Up to the extent of coronavirus they are talking about. Small time they will say they have got their 2 cases. The 2 cases have been cured. They have budgeted 620 million to tackle Boko Haram. They have done this. They have done that. Everything is fake. They are just looting money, stealing, making the country to be a place that somebody cannot even survive. Look at so many blacks, so many Nigerians are living in different countries, seeking asylum, suffering. Whereby they come from a blessed land, a land full of milk and honey, but they became refugees in a foreign land. They become an asylum seeker in a foreign land, which is very painful. It's very painful to most of us that are in Europe that we don't have a place we can call our country. We don't have a place we can call home. That's why sometimes when those of us in diaspora are crying, not when we are crying that we are hungry here, not we are crying that we are dying here. No, it's just when we remember that we don't have a place we can call home. We don't have a place we can call our own country. So it's very painful to all of us, honestly. More especially me, I feel pain because Nigeria is not a place I can call my country. It's not a place I can call a home because nothing is working there. Nothing is working. So I said, let me call in and see commemorate people for the job that are doing. If you continue talking, many things for me to talk. Many. But let me give other people a chance. Okay?
Of course. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Because, of course, there is no place like home. Your home is like, I will say it in our local dialect, that Olawuchi. So your place is almost like your God. That is where your heritage belongs. That is where your heart belongs. So we must fight for our own. Biafra is our own, and we must fight for it. That is our home. That is our heritage. We must not be part of one Nigeria. Of course, Mazi Bright, would you have any reaction to make based on?
Yes, you see, the killing of innocent Biafrans, somebody must be held responsible, actually, because we cannot have our people die, and of course, without anybody being accountable for it. You see, like our people who die in Lagos, yes, Lagos is the Yoruba land, but our people occupy that area. And today, when we talk about the evil going on, and the Nigerian thing, the evil thing called Nigeria, that's why we say everybody has a role to play to free themselves. And of course, you see that the Yorubas are forming their own security outfit. And of course, if the Yorubas are, of course, in charge of their land, they should, the men there, if there are men, I'm not talking about a game of politics. I'm not talking about Tinubu and, of course, the Osibajo. I'm talking about the Yorubas, the elders, and, of course, the men. Of course, let them prove to be men enough to tell us what actually is happening. Are they able to secure their land? And, of course, what is happening now? Boko Haram, this is not the first time we are talking about bomb blast, because several times there have been a lot of terrorist attacks in Lagos. And of course, I talked about the one that would happen last year. I'm sure that there were about 2 or 3 cases where you had tanker explosions carrying fuel. And of course, those were terrorist attacks in Lagos. So today they are forming their own security outfit. And of course, they have the duty of protecting Lagos. If Lagos is their land, if they say Lagos is Yoruba land, yes, we agree with you. We are not dragging Lagos with you. But our people also occupy Lagos. So they need to take responsibility in securing life and property, because we are not expecting Nigeria to secure anybody, because Nigeria is not a country. There's no president in Nigeria, because you talk about presidency, you talk about who is in Asorok. We have identified the man in Asorok. Of course, it's not part of, it's not a good, there's no government. So we are expecting that, yes, since Lagos is Yoruba land, and of course they are forming a security outfit, they should be able to stand up. And this is one of the responsibilities. This is the first trial they are receiving, of course, as a security outfit. They should take steps to prove that yes, there are men in Lagos, there are elders in Lagos, and of course they can actually give protection to people living in their land. So it's not about watching it, it's not about crying, it's not about saying yes, it is the Igbos, it is the Nyamiri, and of course it's it's about human beings. We are the indigenous people of Biafra, and of course wherever we live, we demand to be protected, we deserve to be protected, because life is beautiful and we don't need to waste life. So that is why you that is saying that Lagos is your land, yes, we are not arguing with you. Take steps to tell us actually what is happening in your land.
Of course, that is the truth of the matter. Everybody must take step of whatever is going on in their land, not just in Lagos State, but also in Biafran land and other places. Of course, Biafra and lovers of freedom, this is news update on Biafran television. Of course, before I go further to other topics we have here, I just want to make this urgent announcement about one of the students of Federal Polytechnic, Oko, Modebelu Nwagod James, who happens to be the deputy coordinator of FPO, was arrested on Friday, 6th March 2020, and been taken to the custody of the school securities. Information got to us that he went to a popular area in the school called Palm Site, where he was making video of the Muslims having their Islamic prayers. On the process of doing the video, he was apprehended by the Muslims, and they contacted the school security, which they came and picked him up. On the morning of the Saturday, we received info that they invited DSS Oka, which they had a closed door meeting with the Muslims officials. After the meeting, they interrogated him, and now they left, saying that they will be back to pick him up. After some couple of hours, they came back with one Hilux van, 2 uniformed men, the Oga and the driver, and apprehended him and taking him to DSS headquarters in Oka. The report is coming from FPO coordinator. Of course, Mazi Bright, you know, this very young man, you know, he was arrested some couple of days ago, and we are using the opportunity to make it established for the rest of the world to see that the young man is innocent and he has to be released. So what's your take on it?
Of course, when we talk about the Fulani settlements, about the government giving them settlements in our land, about the Islamization agenda. Yes, we are saying it because we say it because that is what is happening in our land. And of course, we know that in Ebonyi too, they have a lot of settlements. And when we talk about these things, we know that these men don't go to school in their own area. Why going to a university, a polytechnic permanent site to settle? And of course, they are there making settlements, and today we know what is happening in Lagos. In the north, they will not go to school, but here they will go and occupy positions, and of course in higher institutes, and they are not there to study. They are there with their cows, and they will claim certain positions where they stay and monitor what is going on. And of course, somebody is taking photograph of what is happening in the environment and in the school. And of course, today is in the custody of DSS. And of course, they are taking him. What is his offense? Has he been charged to court? What is the court saying? So did they just take him and throw away the keys as usual? So these are things we need to actually find out. What is his offense? The Nigerian police, the Nigerian DSS, whoever that, of course, kept him incommunicado, need to tell us what actually is his offense. What is did they charge him? Of course, it's more than 24 hours. He should be in court. If they have actually arrested him for any offense, he should be in court, and they should tell us what his offense is, not just keeping him incommunicado.
Of course, that is what it is. Mazi Modebelu Nwagod have to be released with immediate effect, so we are placing the word on notice that they have to also intervene and persuade the zoo government to release that very young man, because he is innocent and he is not a criminal, just like the Fulani herdsmen and the Boko Haram terrorists who has the reputation of bombing and killing our people. So that very young man must be released with immediate effect. Of course, looking at the third headline we have here, Nigeria loses 400,000 barrels of crude oil daily. That is coming from Femi Gbajabiamila from the Nation newspaper. Of course, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, said on Tuesday that the nation is losing about 400,000 barrels of crude oil daily to crude theft. Mazi Bright, before I read further, I just want to get something clearly here. You know, this very man, these people have been stealing the oil from different land, and he said that they are losing 400,000 barrels of crude oil every day to theft. So I don't know who is the thief here, who is actually stealing the oil from who, and who is the rightful owner of this very oil. Well, okay, we'll have it before you continue. We'll have a call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp. Good afternoon.
Hello. Hello, good morning.
All right, good afternoon from here. Please tell us the name and where you are calling from.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Wilson. I'm calling from Italy.
All right, please go ahead.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Biafra will help you.
All right, good afternoon from there. Please tell us the name and where you are calling from.
Please stop listening to your device. One next you call the station, make sure you
use
your listening device. You not be talking to us and be listening to yourself at the same time. So do try and call us back, and make sure once you call us, you turn down the volume of your listening device, or you turn it completely off, so that we can have effective communication. Because while you are trying to listen to yourself, there is a hold back, and you know the time limitation of sound movement, so it cannot work for you to speak and at the same time listen to yourself. We have another call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp. Good afternoon from here.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon and welcome to the program. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Wilson. I'm calling from Italy.
All right, Mr. Wilson, please. I hope you have been able to adhere to our.
So watching the program you people are doing, I was so interested. So I just want to say my opinion concerning the Biafra race. What I'm trying to say is that, most especially, the message I'm trying to send is that my people from the Niger Delta, most especially from the Delta North. So most of them seems to be not understand the reason why this actualization of Biafra is going on. But I believe when time will come, then we understand very well. By that time, it will be very late, because we don't want to hear what is happening in the Zoom right now. Tribal, region, different things. So let us join hand. Let them join hand. Let's pursue this freedom. This single freedom we need that will help our generation on yet to born. Why? If you look at what is going on in the Zoom right now, you see that we are the slave. They are just taking us as slaves. But Tuko Kikabema, we turn it upside down to them. Why? Because what our leader Nande Kano is doing, there is nobody can do in that Biafra land. That man have sacrificed all they have to make sure that this Biafra came through. But people they just block their ear to understand what that man is doing. But I pray that God will surely bless everyone that is contributing one way or the other to make sure that this nation come through. Why? Because see what you are facing here. Look at what they are doing. Even when my mother called me, they can't even go to the farm. Idiots from the north, we came and carry cow and everything, hiding in the bush, fighting them, killing them, asking them to pay money before they can enter into their farmland, which is very bad. Our leader, they are there, fighting for a money, fighting for nonsense. Look at what they are planning now. 2023 is here to come, but they are already planning their strategies. Tomorrow you hear the dethroned Emir of Kano is relocating to Southwest. Can they banish any royal man in Southeast or South and banish it to Northern region? Have you ever seen it? And our people in the South are jubilating, celebrating, giving that thief all sorts of honor. What has he done when he was a central bank governor? What has that man done? It's only a thief. Only a thief. What are they celebrating? For them to join hand, look at common language God gives to us as a gift. They say they are not Igbo, we are Delta, we are Ijo, we are this. All these are one family. The zone are just trying to separate us so that we cannot understand ourselves. But I pray that Chukwu Kikabema will give us that wisdom to unite ourselves, achieve this very land. And only pray for everybody that is contributing for the whole wide world, for this Biafra to come. God will surely bless them one way or another. We pray for our leader, Mazin Nandekalo. We pray that June 20, we are going. I know that 1 million protest to Washington, that White House, it will be more than that 1 million, and the world will hear us. That's what I'm trying to tell the world. Thank you. Thank you, my Biafra family.
Thank you very much,
I love you all.
for that wonderful contribution. Of course, we so much appreciate for your call. And of course, Biafra and Lovers of Freedom, this is news updates on Biafran television. Of course, our lines are open for you to call in to give us update of what is going on, especially those of you in Biafran land. We're expecting you to call in to give us update of what is happening around you, for us to be able to let the whole world know and let out our voice through this very channel. And those of you in diaspora can also call in to make your contribution and also to give us updates if you have any. Of course, Mazi Bright, you are saying something.
Yes, I'm talking about our people and of course our land and the road.
Okay, we have another caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon. I beg, I want to